Did you know that ancient Greeks knew how to party like there was no tomorrow? Get ready to witness the uproarious dances of the Maenads, the exhilarating symposia that challenged both the mind and the liver, and the mind-boggling theater performances that had the whole city talking. Let's reveal the quirkiest and most bizarre activities in ancient Greek nightclubs. So stick around for the craziest and most bizarre activities in ancient Greek nightlife. Wild nights in honor of the god. Dionysus was like the ultimate party guru, the god of wine, and the epitome of good times. When he entered the scene, you knew things were about to get seriously wild. Dionysus wasn't just some ordinary deity, he was the life of the party. His followers, known as the Maenads, were like his ultimate fan club. These ladies were fierce, spirited, and uninhibited. They knew how to let loose like there was no tomorrow. These Maenads were a force to be reckoned with. They'd hit the dance floor with such energy and passion, you'd think they were channeling the god himself. You can't talk about Dionysus without mentioning wine. Wine played a starring role in ancient Greek nightlife. It wasn't just a drink, it was like liquid courage, setting the stage for all kinds of outrageous antics. Once the wine started flowing, inhibitions went right out of control. Someone jumped on a table, spinning around like a top, while others cheered and laughed. When the god of wine was in the house, you can bet the night took a wild turn. The Maenads would dance and sing, the wine would flow like a river, and everyone would be swept up in the spirit. Symposia. Next is Symposia. Now, these gatherings weren't just your run-of-the-mill drinking parties. They were like a mashup of an intellectual salon and a wild frat bash all rolled into one. Imagine the candlelit room filled with the brightest minds of the time, gathered to share ideas, debate, and philosophize their way through the night. That's right, the symposium was like the hottest spot in town for the brainy bunch. While Dionysus got the wild party crowd, the symposia catered to the intellectual elite. They'd get together, wine, and unleash a flood of ideas and creative thoughts. It was like a late-night think tank, and the discussions could get pretty intense. But they knew how to mix intellect with a good dose of fun. It is when the quirky world of symposium drinking games started, which would put your average beer pong to shame. These weren't your ordinary games. They would come up with the craziest and most amusing drinking games you can imagine. One game involved flinging a wine-soaked sponge at a target while reciting poetry. Another favorite was kotobos, where they'd try to flick the dregs of wine at a specific target. Let's just say, it was like an ancient Greek version of darts, but with wine. It was like the perfect blend of intellectual stimulation and outrageous fun. Comedy and drama under the stars. Let's dim the lights and raise the curtain on the thrilling world of ancient Greek theater. Imagine a grand outdoor theater, under the twinkling stars, packed with enthusiastic crowds ready to be entertained like never before. Ancient Greek plays had it all: drama, comedy, tragedy, and everything in between. These performances were like the blockbuster movies of their time. Comedy was the real crowd pleaser. The Greeks had a knack for making people laugh with their witty humor and clever satire. They'd poke fun at politicians, social norms, and even the gods themselves. And let's not forget the iconic Greek chorus. It was like a living, breathing commentator of the play. They would add their voices to the story, guiding the audience through the highs and lows of the performance. Dancing frenzy. When it came to nightlife, the ancient Greeks had moves that could make even the coolest groovers today blush with envy. Dancing wasn't just a fun pastime for the Greeks. It was like an expression of their soul. They believed in the power of dance to connect with the gods, tell stories, and let loose like there was no tomorrow. There were all kinds of dances, each with its own flair and cultural significance. It was like a dance buffet, something for everyone's taste. One of their favorites was the choros, a circle dance where everyone would link arms and step to the rhythmic beat. It was like a giant dance party with everyone grooving in harmony. And they didn't stop there. The Greeks loved a good dance-off. Imagine dance competitions where performers would show off their wildest and most energetic moves. The ancient Greeks weren't shy about letting loose either. They would throw their hands up, spin around, and move in ways that could rival any modern-day dance club. Enigmatic mystery cults. It's time to enter the enigmatic world of ancient Greek mystery cults, where secrets, rituals, and spiritual journeys awaited those who dared to venture into the night's embrace. These mystery cults were like the underground clubs of ancient Greece. Only the chosen few were invited to join. and boy were they in for a mind-bending experience. Think of it like a secret society, shrouded in mystery and mysticism. These cults worshipped lesser-known gods and offered their members something beyond the ordinary. But here's the catch. You couldn't just waltz in and become a member. Oh no, you had to go through initiation rituals that were like stepping into a whole new dimension. And those who made it through the initiation were like part of an exclusive club. They had insider knowledge and access to sacred teachings and practices. Imagine the thrill of being part of something so deeply spiritual and secretive, hidden away in the cloak of night. Late-night food frenzies. Get ready to feast your eyes on the scrumptious world of ancient Greek late-night culinary delights. Late-night festivities thrown by the elite group were all about indulging in the finest delicacies. And the ancient Greeks knew how to throw a food frenzy like no other. Imagine a grand banquet table adorned with platters of mouth-watering dishes, all waiting to be devoured by eager revelers. And we're not talking about your everyday eats here. Ancient Greek feasts were like a culinary adventure, featuring exotic and unusual foods that would make your taste buds dance. From succulent roasted meats to mouth-watering seafood, the Greeks knew how to tantalize their palates with a medley of flavors and textures. It was like a celebration of life, where friends, family, and even strangers would sit together, eat together, and create unforgettable memories together. Cross-dressing and role reversals. When it came to breaking the rules, the Greeks knew how to do it with flair, and one way they did it was through cross-dressing and mind-boggling role reversals. You see, certain nighttime festivals in ancient Greece were like a free pass to switch things up, blur the lines, and flip the script on what society considered normal. Men dressed up as women and women dressed up as men. It was like a gender-bending extravaganza that would leave you scratching your head in awe. These role reversals weren't just for show either. They had a deeper meaning. It was like a social experiment, challenging the fixed notions of gender and identity. And these acts weren't just random antics. They questioned the norms, encouraged empathy, and opened minds to a more inclusive world. Spirited game fests. When the night fell, so did the inhibitions, and the Greeks knew how to turn every gathering into a spirited game of fests. These folks loved a good challenge, and they had a wide array of games and contests to keep the energy soaring through the night. You could see people laughing, cheering, and throwing themselves into all kinds of games. It was like a never-ending carnival of fun. One of their favorite games was Kottabos, a wild wine-fueled competition. They would fling wine dregs at a target, trying to hit it with precision while showing off their best moves. The Greeks also loved a bit of rough and tumble too. Pankration was like a mix of wrestling and boxing, where competitors would go all out to prove their strength. Now, if you thought they only had physical contests, think again. They were equally invested in mind-bending board games, testing their wits and strategic skills. One game, called Episkiros, was like a musical memory challenge. Players had to remember and reproduce a tune played on a lyre. It was like a rockin' version of Simon Says. They knew how to celebrate both victory and defeat. In the end, it was about sharing the thrill of the game and creating lasting memories. This was the fascinating and wildly entertaining world of ancient Greek nightlife. The ancient Greeks truly knew how to embrace life to the fullest, welcoming everyone into their vibrant and inclusive world of nighttime festivities. If you relished this adventure into the realms of history, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting expeditions through time.